Welcome to the Disc Golf Pro Tour Playoffs presented by Barbasol. The tour is headed 300 miles north, and we've arrived at the famed Toboggan course as we start the 2023 Discraft Great Lakes Open presented by Grip 6. Cole Radalin putting for a birdie on 3 and finds center chain, no problem.
Well, he might have just learned about that rule. Maybe he grabbed too late. The announcer did go with a Richard. You don't hear that too often for our friend Ricky.
We'll see if he can improve upon those previous throws. And he'll take that. He's at circle's edge. And Isaac's brother, Ezra Robinson, putting for birdie on 3.
Ezra has been playing really, really well these last 2 months or so. Not that he's always been great, but he's like bringing it up to his brother's level lately.
This is exactly that spot, that 40-footer. If he were to turn around, he'd have a 20-footer at the other basket. And he's made this one. What a beautiful start to Ricky Wysocki's tournament.
It's a lot of distance. The more overstable you can throw, the better, because you do worry about that little twist of a flip. Isaac gets plenty of height under this, and he cashes it as well.
So no OB to worry about on this tee shot, but you really do need to keep it in the middle. If you get off the sides of this toboggan run, it slopes off into the woods.
Ezra Robinson looking for his 3rd birdie in a row. And he'll ring that up. Ooh. Wow, giving it a full flight just seems counterintuitive. Now Wysocki from circle's edge. And he will now have a blemish on his scorecard. James Proctor has a birdie look. Proctor will get under par for the first time today. I mean, is this as routine of a forehand pitch as Wysocki can get as he nearly skips it in?
Right here on the side hill.
Yeah.
So he's got to go to a standstill.
Yeah, forced into the standstill. And this is pretty wide, though it's drifting just great. Well done.
Some headwind coming in at him. Left side and in for Heimberg. The patience pays off for Burr. Anthony Barella now on the tee of 5. Rough start so far for Barella.
Little bit left. Oh, and what a little reaction there. He's not going to need to hit the circle 2 putt now. Fantastic. You can find kind of a swampy area that's out of bounds. Calvin will be in no danger with that shot. Isaac always so good at taking every last bit of height available to him.
Well, and I think that was a perfect example. I agree with what you just said. That's also a perfect example of what I was just talking about.
Yeah.
This is Barella with a birdie look on 6, and that one just barely slides in, and he fights back to even par for the round. Barella on the tee of 7.
This is such a demanding tee shot on 7, throwing over this valley, back up to the flat spot here, and boy, AB.
Just a perfect drive by Barella. And he's got to be worried about that right side OB that can come into play. That is also new this year, but it checks up in time.
And I hope that won't be the case for much longer. I know he's putting in the practice time, but what a thrower of the disc. It's just whether he can get that putt to come out of his hand with some confidence, like this guy.
you know, we were just talking about.
Unaffected by the miss from 20, able to refocus himself and just cash in from 50.
Yeah, I was going to say almost triple the distance, it appears. And just no question about it.
But it's really his mental game. He's able to manage situations just like this one better than anybody else in the world currently. And we'll see he's pushing that mental game to the very edge at the moment. He's going to need to dig deep and make some birdies here.
Over to the tee of 8. Now we're with McMahon. Tee of 9.
Shot eagle.
Another beauty.
Is one of the holes that would pop into my head as a chance to lose a disc.
No.
This is tracking right to the pin. He's going to land next to McMahon.
Wow.
In fact, skips right over the top of it.
This was a hole you could kind of scramble. I'm not sure I love it, if I'm honest with you. I think it's really difficult, though.
Please always be honest.
Yeah,
I'm good with that.
We'll see how it plays. I'm going to give it a fair chance here, but it's really punitive. I think it takes longer than you might think for players to make adjustments like this because you've been playing this course for years. You got plans that have worked really well.
That's why I say 2 days.
Yeah, I think you're right. I mean, they've had practice days too.
Heimberg in beautiful position here.
That could
And
be the
even
confidence.
better.
That could be the confidence Calvin needs right there. You can try to get it high up in this gap on the right side of the center tree. And he's done nicely there. So, beautiful. On 17 and 18 combined, there's only 8 birdies total, 4 on each hole. And there's a birdie from Robinson.
He's got an uphill putt on hole 12. This is from the middle of circle 2. And
That's a 50-footer for Kyle Klein.
Yeah, middle of the chains.
Yeah, I would say true distance 425 without really room to play any kind of flip. It's a 425 driven low with a little hyzer. Calvin Heimberg's got about 419 ready to go, so that should seal the deal.
He said, keeping it lighthearted. Clearly, sometimes you can say that to a fellow card mate, and other card mates maybe not so much, but the relationship they have, that looks like it'll work. And Bruce getting onto the island.
Here's Rick. The small gap here.
Whew, almost. Playing aggressive for the birdie certainly has its risks. I agree that he should have been aggressive there. He had a great drive, but you see that so often here. Somebody get a little bit, especially on that short right side. Wow, that's far.
Not going to be mad with a 3 on hole number 16. Now Isaac can get up and down and save the par, and this is tracking right to the pin.
Wow.
That is perfect. Here's Barella. Island green is 16. Cash.
Man, what a little zipper of a putt.
Yeah.
Under that ceiling.
Awkward reaction, but he's not going to sweat it. It's in for birdie.
It's brutal, and even for the MPO, it's just completely changed the way players approach the shot. And during the practice rounds, I heard a lot of negativity. Let's just say that.
All right, maybe some would feel it's a little too punishing, and I know as we see a great shot by Robinson, he might pick up one of the elusive birdies here.
Past judgment just yet, but I will say it is very difficult, very treacherous, and that the drop zone is a death putt straight towards OB, as this is just floating down the fairway. And it's
love to see him raise those about 4 to 6 inches, and somehow the bounce gets it to go in for Burr, his first birdie in the last 9 holes.
Klein for birdie.
Not
Nice.
a problem.
Yeah, he's going to try to use the full pendulum of his arm to really just swing it out there and fall forward.
Wow, and the same result that we saw from Owen Scoggins earlier today, almost the exact same position as you called, Dawes.
otherworldly 10 or 12 under. And the amount that you can move up the board on a course this hard, you really are never out of it. Because with 4 rounds to play, I mean, you've just got opportunity. All these guys have that kind of potential.
He's going to be happy with that effort.
That's usually a great way to judge rollers. Just how long did it take for them to clap? If they did, in fact, clap, you know you're in bounds. Calvin just goes as far or farther with the air shot.
Wow.
Impact the play.
Eagle
Although Ricky
McMahon.
was maybe hoping you do. And one of the reasons this hole's been so challenging is because even from this position, Calvin still has to make a great shot, and he's done just that.
Wow.
McMahon out at the top. I'm not disrespecting Kevin Jones whatsoever, but Kevin Jones is 22 ranked in the tour this year. So he has some work to do to prove to us that he can hang over 4 rounds. Eagle McMahon, he looked good too. He didn't have to do it with very much challenge. It kind of looked easy for Eagle. Everything was very smooth, and he did that well. So I don't know. Like I said, it's still anybody's game. This course could easily, we could see a 10 or 11 under, which could jump somebody right up in there.